I dropped the but here. Lift that one off. So this is the water pump here, and what I'm thinking of doing is, it looks like, hold on. Oh, never mind, there's too much stuff in the way, but there's a bit of wood that is in the bed down that end of the L-shaped sofa at the top, and it looks conveniently shaped like this. Okay, I couldn't really wait, so I've got this bit of wood. Let's see if it fits in. I'm hopeful. So I'm hoping. Oh, lovely. That's nice. That gives me a little shelf space in there underneath the water pump. First puzzle achieved. Cool. So that's the majority of the living area that's pretty much sorted. That box is just to go back in the car, and everything. I know, like, all the storage and stuff is all sorted. The sofas are all tidy, not loads of stuff on them. The benches are clear as well. But now that we've done all that, I'm going to go further back in the boat. It's actually just started raining, which is annoying, so I've closed the back hatch. I've left the doors open, but I've closed the hatch. So instead I'm going to go in the bathroom, clear out the cupboards in there. Well, that's the bathroom done. Didn't take too long. I've just cleaned the shower and stuff out, and figured out where the little switch, because there's a switch for the for the wastewater pump, where the water in the shower comes out, because it sits below the water line so it wouldn't drain. There's a little switch just to flick it on because it's not automatically triggered, but that's fine. Just started in the garage, and the next boat thing is here. I mean, it's a very good mantra, really. I agree with it, but I mean, I'm not really going to keep it, so that's another one for the pile of the charity shop. Right, let's have a look at these batteries. Okay, so I'm doing the edit now, and I feel like it would be beneficial to add a little bit of context to this. This was an absolute mess. The electrics were all over the place. It was really confusing, and I struggled to get my head around it first. They've all been completely redone, spoiler alert, but I thought at this point I'll leave this bit in just to show kind of how complex it was to try and wrap my head around it. Now, I've got an engineering background. I understand electrics quite well, but this took me a long time to get my head around, so it looks very confusing. It's a bit of a rat's nest of wires, but we do make sense of it in the end, so stick with it and it will get sorted. But for the minute, this was a big headache for me, and something that became a big priority, and it got sorted very quickly. So back into it. Okay, so there's a battery gauge here, but is not wired in, so I can just go up there for now. So green, looks like all the batteries are green, which is a good thing. I should also add, green batteries do not mean they're all good. As having learned from experience, disconnect them from each other, get a multimeter and check the voltage individually, and check online what the voltages should be. I think off the top of my head, if it's anything less than 12, the battery definitely needs to be sorted. One of mine measured 8, so it was definitely broken. So double check your batteries, and if they're really low, you do need to replace them. So these are this is the battery bank here. What I don't like is from this, you can see this wire is very frayed and such like here. So that's something that needs to be sorted. There's also this little black wire that goes up to the trickle charger for the solar. I mean the wires for the solar are tiny. The solar panels are really not doing that much, so we're going to upgrade the solar at some point, and we'll sort the batteries and such out. Right, let's have a look. So, looking round here, that's the next stick for the fuel instead of the water one we've got at the front. So, there's a litter picker, which is good for finding stuff. Now, so I want to see where the boiler and stuff is. And see how that sort of works. Corn. Looks like there might be something there. But I can't get into there easily, or it doesn't look like it. So I'm a little bit perplexed at the hot water. I can see all the pipes sort of lead to like this behind here. I don't really want to take this off because it's screwed in. I'm going to try and have get a little bit deeper inside the engine bay and see if I can see around that corner. But there's loads of stuff in there as well. But it actually looks really tidy, so I'm quite chuffed with that. So I can't find the switch or anything for there's a little diesel heater in there which I think will fill the hot water tank that's under those seats, but I can't find a switch or anything for it, so the guy's going to come and have a look in a minute. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the engine on and I'm going to leave the engine running for a little while, just because that'll give me a little bit of hot water anyway, and it's not going to do it harm just to run the engine, just to get it ticking over. So yeah, I'm going to flick the engine on, and hopefully it should start as easily as it did yesterday. Right then, let's start. I've been told this doesn't have glow plugs in it, or it's got a different kind of system, so like instant heat, so you don't actually need to do anything with it. So I'm just going to leave that running, see if we can get some hot water or anything from it, but that'll be fine. I'm just going to leave it run for a little while anyway, it hasn't been run properly for a while, so it'll be good. Then if we go out for a little cruise, so yeah, that'll be good. Right, so I've got the engine running to try and get some hot water through, and also just to run it a little bit. But what I have noticed is, there's this little switch on the wall here. So if you have a look, it says CH on, CH off, which is central heating, as far as I've guessed. But I think what I've thought is it's just for the radiators and such like. But when I'm having a look, the same thing that does the hot water for the radiators does the hot water through the rest of the boat. So I think that switch hopefully should turn the hot water on. But we've also got the engine running, so we should have some hot water for later on. But I'm hoping that switch is just to activate the little it's a little diesel heater, and it'll fill up the hot water tank. And there's also a clarifier there as well, so should have plenty of hot water soon. But yeah, I think it's time to put the kettle on.
They don't really steer going backwards. Some do, they don't steer properly, some keep quite a true course. This one is going pretty straight, but you'll find after a while it'll start to kick off.
Right.
So what you have to do, you have to line the foot, line it up by going forwards,
right,
and then back, and it'll kick off. So sometimes I use a little bit of power just to get it going where I want,
right,
and then back off.
And then back, all right.
Because if you don't put any power on it, not a lot happens.
No.
I think you're going to be alright with this, you can take over.
Yeah.
Which side do you prefer to stand?
I'll go right hand because
I'll stay here just in case. Now what you don't want to do is start putting massive movements on. What happens with a boat, it's not like a car. When you steer a car, it goes there straight away. When you steer a boat, there's a bit of a delay. And what people tend to do is, they move it, nothing's happening, so they move it more. By the time they've moved it more, it starts to go. By the time they've thought about it, it's well on its way. And then you've got to put a massive movement on to take off what you've just done. So once you've got it going straight, if the boat starts to go that way a bit too much, see it's just drifting slightly that way now, it's still alright, so there's weeds coming. But when it starts to drift too much that way, I push the till that way. Just a little bit. I'm only moving it. If you think of a clock, I'm not moving much more than 5-2 and 5 past. Just little movements. If you put big movements, if you're going around a corner, you obviously need more of a movement. But to keep it in a straight line, 5-2, 5 past, pretty much sorts it out.
It's about turning the centre, is it all?
Yes, pivots in the middle. On a little boat like this, it's not as big a deal as something twice the length, but take it, see, you get a feel for it. The less movement you do, the better, really.
And steer it the opposite way.
Yeah, so it's starting to drift ever so slightly to this side, so push the till to this side a little bit. It's a bit like reversing a trailer, you know when can you reverse a trailer?
Yeah.
So you know that when you see it in your mirror, you turn into it, don't you? So you're going that way a little bit now, so just bring it to you a little bit. Take between 3 and 4 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, now starting to react. And then you'll find in a minute, you're going that way and you're doing it again. And what you'll do is your correction will just get less and less, because you'll get the feel for it. You won't have a problem, you ride a bike, you drive a car, you'll be fine.
Well, just got back from first cruise on the boat. The broker took us out. Absolutely loved it. It was really good. It's really beautiful around here. Did a couple of manoeuvres. Sort of spun the boat around. The boat's really responsive, moves around really quickly, and it's going to be really, really good for just for me and being able to move around some of the tighter areas and stuff. So absolutely loved it. The engine's got a lot of beans to it, so I can get over any pickles that I should get into. So just nice to have a feel for it. Hopefully go out again tomorrow when Mum and Dad come down and take it out for another spin and just get the hang of it. Just get used to it and get the hang of it. So that's really good. Now the engine's been running, I've got some hot water. I'm still not sure about the diesel heater or anything, so the broker's going to ask the previous owners if they know anything about it, if there's any tricks or anything to getting it started. If not, it's just something I have to figure out myself. So the electrics, having a look at them as well. There's that cable that I saw before that I want to sort out.
it's a bit dodgy. But also, I've noticed there's a lot of the extension leads are from the inverter, so there's a lot of sort of like these dotted around. They're all just extension leads, all from one plug on the top of the inverter, because it's the type of inverter that it is. I don't really like that. And the gold plugs that are up here, these ones, they all run off the shoreline. They don't run off the 12 volt at all. So the inverter. So I think there is a bit of electric work to do. It's fine for now, and I do have the little inverter, so that should manage the bits and bobs that I'm going to be sort of dealing with. But I'll be changing out the electric system. I'll be putting a distributor in, a decent sized inverter, and just upgrading it a little bit just to suit my needs, because I will be needing a little bit more. So, but that's all to be done. It's a big outlay of cash to do that, so not something I'm in a desperate hurry to do, but I do want it sorted sooner rather than later. Other than that, because we've been out, engine's nice and hot. The camera died, unfortunately, went out, so I've got some footage of it, but it died before I managed to get back at the marina. So unfortunately, it doesn't catch my little crash. I didn't crash. I just clipped the side of a bridge as I was going through, just with the back of it. But other than that, it all went really well, and had a great time. So yeah, the first 24 hours on the boat have been really good. Just gonna go and take some rubbish to take round to the bins, and just get cozy for the night, I think. And yeah, I can't believe the time. It's been so light outside, but it's past 9 o'clock already. So I'm just gonna get sorted, probably have a little bit more of my pizza, maybe a muffin or something, and just get comfortable. But yeah, first 24 hours have been really good, so hopefully it's a sign of what's to come.